The following is a Srimad Bhagavatam class, Canto 10, Chapter 10, Text 38, given by Sri Dayananda Das Goswami on September 5th, 1989, in Los Angeles, California.
The twin Arjun trees that have now been liberated return to their original celestial forms. They continue to offer their prayers in this verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Namaha Parama Kalyana Namaha Parama Mangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namak Paramakalyana Namak Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunang Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Pataye Namaha Namah Paramakalyana Namah Paramamangala Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Padaye Namah. So any ladies? Namah Paramakalayanam. Namah Paramamangala. Vasudevaya Shandaya. Yadunam Padaye Namah. Namah Paramakalyana. Namah Paramamangala. Vasudevaya Shandaya. Yaduna Padaye Namah. So, Srila Prabhupada's translation and purport is as follows. Namaha, we therefore offer our respectful obeisances. Parama Kalyana, you are the supreme auspiciousness. Namaha, our respectful obeisances unto you. Parama Mangala, whatever you do is good. Vasudevaya, unto the original personality of Godhead Vasudeva. Shandaya, unto the most peaceful, Yadu Nam, of the Yadu dynasty, Patoye, unto the controller, Namaha, our respectful obeisances unto you. Translation, please repeat. O supremely auspicious, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, who are the supreme good. O most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, O son of Vasudeva, O most peaceful, let us offer our obeisances unto your lotus feet. Purport. The word Paramakalyana is significant because Krishna, in any of his incarnations, appears in order to protect the sadhus. Paritranaya sadhunam. The sadhus, saintly persons or devotees, are always harassed by non-devotees. And Krishna appears in his incarnations to give them relief. This is his first concern. If we study the history of Krishna's life, we shall find that for most of his life, he predominantly engaged in killing demons, one after another. Om Jnanatamidandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militang Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhistang Sthapitang Jena Bhutale Sayang Rupa Kadah Mahyang Dadati Supadantikam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada said that there are many prayers in the Vedic literature, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. There are many prayers, and that the devotees can learn how to pray by reading these prayers. Prabhupada also mentioned the prayers of Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, Parang Brahma, Parang Dhama, and so on. So here, the sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara, and Manigriva are continuing to offer their prayers. They say, Namak Paramakuryana, Namak Paramamangala. So, Kalyana and Mangala, these are synonyms. These are synonyms. These supreme obeisances to you who are the supreme Kalyana and the supreme Mangala. That's the first statement. So Prabhupada translates the word Kalyana, the supreme auspiciousness, and Parama Kalyana, addressing Krishna, you are the supreme auspiciousness. So what does this word mean, auspicious or auspiciousness? It means doing good to others. doing good to others. If something is auspicious, it means it will bring real benefit to people. This is auspicious. So Prabhupada, the spiritual masters, also glorified by this word kalyana. We chant in the morning, Sangsara davana lalidhaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya. So, kalyana guna means quality. This quality of kalyana, or many qualities. Arnava means ocean. So kalyana gunarnavasya means the ocean of auspicious qualities. The ocean of goodness, ocean of mercy. Prabhupada has translated the spiritual masters receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. So, prapta means he has come, he has arrived. Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of the spiritual master who now has come, and he's an ocean of mercy, of these auspicious qualities. So kalyana also means mercy. Auspicious means merciful also. So we have Mangal Arati. Those who go, they know how auspicious it is. Mangal Arati. If one goes to the Mangal Arati, his whole day is fixed. His whole day becomes auspicious. So that's also mercy. All these spiritual programs have been arranged by Krishna. Adi Kovaye. Krishna is the origin of the system of parampara. Evam parampara praptam. Lord Krishna is the origin of the whole process of transmitting spiritual knowledge. It begins with Krishna and it's coming down. So all these processes have been arranged by the Lord himself, and then they're distributed and taught by his devotees and acharyas. I was just reading yesterday in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita, Lord Krishna speaking to Uddhava. He mentions all the techniques of Bhakti Yoga, all the processes, actually in some detail. So Lord Krishna himself has spoken. The Vedic literature, he says, Vedaischa sarvaira hamiva vedyo Vedanta krit Veda vidivachaham. Lord Krishna is Shastra krit. He has produced the scriptures. He speaks directly, then he empowers his incarnation like Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, to write down these scriptures. So actually it is Krishna himself who is Shastra krit, who has made all these scriptures. And especially Vaishnava Shastra, it is nothing but mercy for the fallen souls. And then the devotees, they preach this. So because the devotees are preaching against sense gratification, or they are influencing people, therefore the demons become rowdy, they become agitated. Lord Krishna also talks about this in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjun says, Sthane Hrishikesha Tava Prakirtya Jagat Prahishyatinu Rajyate Cha Rakshangsi Bhitani Dishodravanti Sarve Namasyanti Cha Siddha Sangha. Arjuna said that he said this is all in its proper place, or in other words, everything not proper, because demon is never proper, but everything can be understood in its proper situation, that by your glories, tava prakirtya, by the glorification of you, the world Prahishyati rejoices, anurajate cha, and becomes attached to you, but the demons become very disturbed. Rakshangsi vitani. The demons become very disturbed, dishodravanti, and they run in all directions. They become crazy. So actually this is a symptom of the demon, that when there's glorification of Krishna, he becomes crazy. He cannot, just like Hiranyakashipu also became crazy. Actually, he had no reason to become angry at his son Prahlad. Still he became angry and tried to kill him in so many ways, but the Lord protected him. So Prabhupada mentions here, the sadhus, saintly persons or devotees are always harassed by non-devotees. As soon as we tried to make a nice festival for Lord Jagannath, immediately the grassmongers appear. Or, in so many ways, legal harassment, isn't it? Trying to take away Lakshmi. This is a symptom of Ravan. Ravan wanted to take away Sita, the goddess of fortune. So the modern Ravanas, little Ravanas, they also want to take Lakshmi. They see that Lakshmi has come to push Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, so immediately they want to steal Lakshmi. Isn't it? They are attracted by this Lakshmi, and they want to kidnap her and enjoy her illicitly. So, this was the position of Ravan. And so in so many ways, either legally or by legal harassment, physical harassment, this is the position of the non-devotees. Especially, not only non-devotee, but specifically those who are demonic. Specifically those who are demonic. So, here, Namak Parama Kalyana, still the devotees, somehow or other they push on. They simply have to take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet and continue to spread the Lord's mercy. Krishna is Parama Kalyana. Krishna is so auspicious that even those who came into contact with him indirectly, just like Kamsa was always thinking about Krishna inimically, still he was benefited. All the demons who approached Krishna, what to speak of the devotees, they were all benefited. This is Parama Kalyana. Namak Parama Mangala Vasudevaya Shantaya. So Krishna, he's peaceful because he's detached. In this world, if we think we've done something and someone else is taking the credit for it, we become very agitated. We become very, no, I did that. Why is that rascal saying he did it? I did it. So here in this universe, the whole universe is nothing but people claiming to do what Krishna has done. And this is called a ahankara, false ego. False ego means I'm very attached to thinking I've done this, I've done that. This is a bodily concept of life. I did a good job, I'm very intelligent, I'm strong, I'm charismatic, I'm attractive, I'm this, I'm that. This is all thievery, stealing. Actually, all these opulences are coming from Krishna. So, people cannot understand Krishna because they don't want to understand Krishna. People don't want to let go of their false pride. They're very attached. Yes, I'm very intelligent. I speak very nicely, or I'm very attractive, or I have money. They don't want to hear that these things are not actually their own credit. Therefore, if they hear about Krishna, they say, I can't understand that. Because actually they don't want to understand. They're opposed to the idea of relinquishing their false pride. They're not interested. They don't want to understand anything like that. So therefore, they cannot understand. It is not that it is difficult to understand Krishna. They always say, prove this, prove that. They don't know even what these words mean, prove. They don't even know what the words mean. Actually, it is very easy to understand Krishna. Anyone can understand Krishna. Any humble person can come before Krishna sincerely, and Krishna will bless him. That's why these temples are here. But we are so attached to this false pride that we think it is like poison to understand something like Krishna. Of course, this poison again becomes nectar if one actually accepts Krishna. Then he finds out what real happiness is. But anyway, even though in this world everyone is more or less crazy, everyone is trying to steal Krishna's glory, trying to push themselves forward falsely, still Krishna is Shanta. He's not disturbed. He doesn't care. He cares only to help the people to come out of their ignorance. Otherwise, he doesn't care. So of Krishna's opulences, jnana vairagya yos chaiva, one of his 6 supreme opulences is vairagya. He's detached, and therefore he's peaceful. Unless someone is detached, how can they be peaceful? There's no question of becoming peaceful. And Lord Krishna says, ashantasya kuto sukham. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if one is not peaceful, how can he be happy? Na cha bhavyatak shantir ashantasya kutak sukham. You know this verse? Lord Krishna says, nahi yuktasya. What is that verse? Who knows it? Na cha yuktasya bhavana. What's the first line? No one knows. Anyway, the second line is na cha yes, nasti buddhira yuktasya. There's no real intelligence for someone who's not engaged in Krishna consciousness. If someone is not engaged in Krishna consciousness, they can't have real understanding of what is going on. Na cha yuktasya bhavana. And therefore they cannot actually come to the right consciousness. They cannot see things as they actually are, bhavana. They cannot become steady on the spiritual platform and detached. Therefore, na cha bhavyatak shanti. And if someone cannot become steady on the spiritual platform, how can they be peaceful? Because on the material platform, there's no steadiness. There's no permanent situation. Everything is changing. Just like America became very wealthy, now there's danger, economic danger, military danger. There's no peace. There's no steady position. Or even if America is doing nicely, you're not doing nicely. Your body's getting older. So many diseases are there. So many problems are there. And even if your body's all right and the country's all right, someone in your family, they're not all right. So there's no peace, there's no steadiness, and ultimately everything is not all right. Finally, everything is not only not all right, it's not even there. So there's no steadiness. Therefore, Lord Krishna says, na cha bhavyatak shanti. When there's no steady position on the spiritual platform, don't talk about peace. There's no peace. And asantasya kutak sukham. If you are not peaceful, how will you be happy? How can you? But nowadays, they take this agitation to be happiness. Just like the roller coaster ride. I've seen that in, what is that place? When you drive out towards, Magic Mountain. Big agitation. The idea is you just keep going on it over and over again until you vomit. Isn't that? That's the perfection. This is agitation, all these rides, just agitation, or sports cars. Just agitation, rushing. Sometimes I see them where I live. It's only 1 block, but they speed up and then immediately slow down for the stop sign. But at least they want some agitation. So this agitation, this disturbance they take as happiness, just to make a disturbance. There's no intelligence. This is simply the mode, just like David the gorilla. He went and made disturbances everywhere. That was his happiness. So if they can make these loud, crude noises with their car, speed up and then slow down, go around in circles, or just some disturbance. If there's no disturbance, they become unhappy. There must be some disturbance. So this is a demonic mentality. Mode of passion means demonic, actually. When one comes to the mode of goodness, then he comes to the godly mode. So, anyway, Krishna consciousness, Krishna is Shanta, he's peaceful because he's completely Krishna conscious. Lord Krishna is the most Krishna conscious person. And he's a leader of the Yadus. So all the devotees, they're like the Yadus. The Yadus, their business was to kill the demons. Of course, in this age, there's no physical killing of demons, but to kill their demonic understanding of life by enlightening them. So Krishna's devotees, they're like the Yadus. That's stated also in the Bhagavatam, that Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangupangastra Parishadam. That in this age the Lord's weapons or soldiers are his devotees that preach. So just as the Yadus were harassed in so many ways by the demons, so the preachers are also harassed. Still Krishna protects them. So any questions on this verse? Yes.
My father always used to wonder how bad people get so much power and wealth and opulence and nothing. Sometimes it doesn't seem that the proper punishment happens to them, or sometimes good people.
No, you have to see the whole picture.
So can you explain why how it is that these demons can become so powerful?
Because this is their world. They have the home court advantage. Actually, this world is a demonic world, especially in Kali Yuga. But anyway, in the Judeo-Christian system, they think the soul is just created now. They're bewildered by this point. We're not bewildered. We understand how justice will be served in due time. So I'll pray for Jayapataka Maharaj's speedy recovery. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
The following is a Srimad Bhagavatam class, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 1, given by Sri Dayananda Das Goswami on June 9, 1990, in Los Angeles, California.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo. So, we'll chant this verse a few times. Janmadhyasya jatonvayaritarataschartesha vigyaksharat. Janmadhyasya jatonvayaritarataschartesha vigyaksharat. Tene brahmaraj adikavaye mujanti jat suraya. Tene brahmaraj adikavaye mujanti jat suraya. Tejo vari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Tejo vari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmajasya jadonvayadi taratascharatesha vigyaksarat. Tene brahmaradaja adi kavaye muhyanti jatsuraya. Tejo vari mridam jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmajasya jadonvayadi taratascharatesha vigyaksarat. Tene brahmarinaja adi kavaye mujanti jatsuraya. Tejo vari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmajasya jadonvayadi taratascharatesha vigyaksarat. Tene brahmaradaja adi kavaye mujanti jatsuraya. Tejo vari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. So any ladies? Janmajasya jadonvayadi taratascharatesha vigyam. Tejo adi kavaye muhyanti jatsuraya. Tejo vari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang parang dhimahi. So, we'll read Srila Prabhupada's translation again, then we'll go on to the purport. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead. Vasudeva means all-pervading personality of Godhead. Vas, in Sanskrit, means to dwell. or to live in a place. So Vasudeva means God who actually lives everywhere. Anyway, there are various meanings. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Aha. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna, Dhimahi, because he is the absolute truth, Parang Satyam, and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestation, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. So if you are the cause of all causes, how can you be dependent? There is no other being that must cause something for you, cause your food, cause your drink, cause your safety, or for nothing. Because nothing can threaten you. If you are the cause of all causes, nothing else can cause you any trouble, therefore nothing else can cause you any protection. So, therefore it said, because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond it. He is independent because there's no other cause beyond it. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him even the great sages and demigods, Surayaha, are placed into illusion, Muhyanti, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Tejovari Mridangatavi. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, three sargo, appear factual although they are unreal, Amrisha. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, Dhamna Sena Sada, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world, Nirasta Kuhakam. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So where do we leave off on this? So in the Shruti Mantra, it is also stated that the absolute whole, or Brahman, is the ultimate source of everything. Everything emanates from him, and everything is maintained by him, and at the end everything enters into him. That is the law of nature. Where is Rajan? So you're a scientist. This is the law of nature. That everything emanates from Krishna, is maintained by Krishna, returns to Krishna. This is the first law of nature. Janmadhyasya. This is the first law of nature. In the Smriti Mantra, the same is confirmed. It is said that the source from which everything emanates at the beginning of Brahma's millennium, and the reservoir to which everything ultimately enters, is the absolute truth, or Brahman. Material scientists take it for granted that the ultimate source of the planetary system is the sun. Prabhupada says they take it for granted. There's no photograph, there's no eyewitness report. They take it for granted. But they are unable to explain the source of the sun. So this sarva karana karanam is the point. Prabhupada says here in the ultimate source is explained. Just now they have their Big Bang theory. So this theory also will go bang, or will be destroyed by another theory. But the idea is that the scientists say there was a Big Bang. Then where did the conditions come from for that bang? What was the pre-bang condition? That they can't explain. Or they say the sun is the source. So what is the source of the sun? So they may say, well, what is the source of your Krishna? But the difference is that we are not putting forward Krishna as a temporal cause, or as, in other words, a cause within material time. That is not the idea. Whereas they are putting forward a particular cause within the conditions of the material nature, which are endlessly mutable. So therefore, because material nature is endlessly immutable, there may have been certain conditions to which they attribute a particular effect But those conditions also have to be explained because nature is endlessly mutable by their own definition. So therefore, they have not even a candidate theory. They have no idea of what the cause of all causes is. They can't really address this. They don't really have the tools because they are so stubbornly envious of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, they can't address it. Because somehow to overcome this problem of the endless mutability of nature, which is a problem if you want to find an ultimate cause, because endless mutability indicates an infinite regress, but that's no explanation at all. Infinite regress of causes means that there's no explanation. Because you say, how did this condition arise, or why is it there? There's no answer. Therefore, you begin to attack the whole very question of why. You say, well, that's not an important question. Just like if someone asks you, why were you seen coming out of that bank at 1 o'clock in the morning and with bags, with pouches? And you say, well, I refuse to answer that. That's an insulting question. I don't want to answer that question. I don't think that's the point. I don't think that's your business. So putting down the question is one of the tactics. That if someone asks you a question you can't answer, you cast aspersions or doubt on the question. But anyway, apart from that, here, as Prabhupada points out in the very beginning, cause of all causes. Cause of all, janmadhyasya jataha, just like in the Brahma Samhita also begins with the same theme. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradi. The Anadi-adi. Anadi-adi means the origin who has no origin. The Anadi-adi. Govinda. Sarva Karanakaya. Because unless something is adi, unless it has the power to generate, and unless it is anadi, it itself is not generated, it cannot be sarva karana karana. So the qualification to be sarva karana karanam, the qualification to be the cause of all causes is, it must be an adi-radi. So what is that an adi-radi? Scientists don't know. Now it's also interesting that the material nature is also an adi. Material nature is also an adi. Krishna says in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhyanadi Ubhavapi. Ubhav means both in Sanskrit. Lord Krishna says that both Prakriti and Purusha are an adi. It's a very deep philosophy. It is not that we are simply silly religious dogmatists, that we don't think. The greatest philosophy is here. So in the Sankhya philosophy, the two elements which have to be explained are Prakriti and Purusha. These are even the divisions of modern science. They have what they call the human sciences and the physical sciences. Isn't it, Dr. Hansa? What is it? Aren't those the divisions? Huh? I'd have to wake up for that question. So they have the human sciences, which are psychology, sociology. Anyway, some people question whether they're sciences, but those in the field, they call them sciences. So psychology, sociology, anthropology, these are the human sciences, dealing basically with the experience of the living being, the experience of being human. Whether you focus on the collective aspect in sociology, the individual feelings and so on in psychology, or whether you focus on particular, anthropology, who knows what it actually focuses on, but anyway, anthropologists have claimed some territory for themselves. So these are all the human sciences. These are all the human sciences. So then there's the physical sciences, chemistry, physics, all these things. Now, these are the same divisions in Sankhya, because in Sankhya, Prakriti means the physical sciences, and Purusha means the human sciences, or, of course, Purusha is a broader concept than human. Human is a local word, because we're on this planet. It's a local word. But actually, Purusha means person, conscious person, not only on this planet. So we say human sciences because we have a provincial outlook But actually Purusha means all the human-like persons in different worlds and so on. So these are the two divisions of Sankhya. The same two divisions are here nowadays in the modern world. Nothing has changed. So Prakriting Purusang Chaiva. And in the third canto of Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila addresses himself to these terms, and also Krishna in the 13th chapter of the Gita addresses himself to these terms. And Lord Krishna says, Prakriting Purusang Chaiva Vidhyanadi Ubhavapi. That you should know. Vidhi. Vid means to know. Veda. So vidhi means you must know. You should know. Vidhi, that you should know that Prakriting Purusang Chaiva. Both Prakriti and Purusha are anadi. They are anadi. They are beginningless. But they are not adi. They are not anadi radi. But they are beginningless. Vidyanadi ubhavapi. Both of them. But then Krishna says, Vikarang cha gunang chaiva vidhi prakriti sambhava. That which is temporary, that which is prakriti sambhava, that which does evolve, or that which does develop within nature is vikarang, the specific transformations of nature, and gunang, the specific qualities of nature. So vikara and guna, just like, for example, take the marble floor here. This is a particular vikara. It is a particular transformation. It existed as marble, or whatever they call marble in its brute, original form. So, now that marble was transformed. It was somehow cut and polished and so on. Now, the quality changed, the guna. For example, originally the marble could have been jagged. It could have been sharp. It could have been dusty or whatever. Now it's smooth. So it's not nice to sit on rocks. No one wants to sit on marble rocks. But you can sit on a smooth floor. So that is, the guna has changed. Because it was transformed in a particular way, the quality changed. And there was an earthquake, so there's a few cracks in the marble. There was an earthquake a few years ago. So that's another transformation, another quality. So you take any material, take your body. As the body transforms from youth to old age, the qualities of the body change, the qualities of the mind change. So Lord Krishna says, these are the things that evolve, these are the things that change. Guna and vikar. Anyway, so the Bhagavad philosophy immediately goes to this point, what is the cause of all causes? And I think I'll read a little more of the purport here. Prabhupada says, material scientists take it for granted that the ultimate source of the planetary systems is the sun, but they are unable to explain the source of the sun. Herein the ultimate cause is explained. According to the Vedic literatures, Brahma, who may be compared to the sun, is not the ultimate creator. It is stated in this sloka that Brahma was taught Vedic knowledge by the personality of Godhead. One may argue that Brahma, being the original living being, could not be inspired because there was no other being living at that time. Herein it is stated that the Supreme Lord inspired the secondary creator Brahma in order that Brahma could carry out his creative function. So the supreme intelligence behind all creations is the absolute Godhead, Sri Krishna. So, we are anadi, we are also beginningless. That's natural because when we say Krishna is beginningless, this is one of Prabhupada's great philosophical contributions, that Krishna is Shaktiman. It was sort of a fashion many years ago in the so-called, whatever they call that period, the late 50s and so on. That God is energy. Some people still say this. God is energy. But then the Vaishnava philosophers understand God is energetic, Shaktiman. So if God is eternal, that means he's eternally energetic. It's not that in the past God was not energetic, now he's energetic. So therefore, because God is beginningless, his energies are beginningless because he always was a tough guy. He always was energetic. He always had all these powers. So there, just like Prabhupada said, Krishna didn't have to take weightlifting course to lift Govardhan Hill, or didn't have to go to a karate studio because he heard that Putana was in town. So Krishna, now We are an adi, but we are not adi, because we are controlled. Our existence is dependent. I just wanted to say a few words on this very interesting term, vinimaya. Vinimaya means inversion, things inverting. So, for example, we are spirit soul, but we think we are matter. This is vinimaya. This is vinimaya. Just like you think that there is water and land, or land and water. This is inversion, inverted imposition. So we are spirit soul. We think we see matter in ourselves. In other words, we think we see this body somehow as myself. This is vinimaya. And similarly, we attribute the qualities of spirit to matter. We think this world is permanent. That's another vinimaya. That because the soul is eternal, I think this body is eternal. Or I think this city is eternal. Or this country. Or whatever. Or this universe. That is another vinimaya. So either taking upon yourself the qualities of matter, or imposing upon matter the qualities of the soul, this is all vinimaya. So here it is said, Tejovari Madang Jatha. This word Jatha introduces an analogy in Sanskrit. Yatha, just as. Tejovari Madang, just as there is inversion in our experience of Tejovari Mrid. Earth, water, and fire. Tejo means fire, vari, water, mrid, earth. Tejovari Madang Jatha Vinimayo Jatra Trisargo Amrita. Amrita, it's interesting, according to Sanskrit rules of Sandhi, this word Amrita, it can be with or without that, we call it apostrophe. With or without the apostrophe. So, without the apostrophe, it's Mrisha, illusory, and with the apostrophe, it's Amrisha, not illusory. Prabhupada has very nicely picked up this point and translated the word almost factual. So, almost factual. Now, here it is said, Tene Brahma Hridaja Adi Kavaye Mujanti Jat Suraya, that even the Suryas are bewildered by this Trisarga. In other words, sometimes the demigods actually think they're creating or destroying. Because there's a tendency in this world to identify with the body. So, this Trisarga, Trisarga means the creation of the three planetary systems, heaven, earth, and hell. It may also be understood as the three aspects of any creation, which are that it's created, it's maintained for some time, and then is annihilated. In any case, this process of illusion is being described here. Tejovari mridang jatha vinimayo jatra trisargo mrasa. So it is not illusory, it is almost factual, because there is something. The matter is real, the spirit is real, but the inversion is a misunderstanding. Or Prabhupada's typical example of vinimaya is taking the rope to be the snake. This is vinimaya. Or sometimes, unfortunately, taking a snake to be a rope, which is even a more tragic type of mistake. So, anyway, then in contrast to this, it is said, Dhamna Sino Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. Kuhaka, this word kuhaka in Sanskrit means magic, magical tricks, illusion, in the sense of some magical, like in those Hindu movies, where you see all the magical tricks. So, kuhaka means, it's used that way, you find anyway in the Bhagavatam. So, nirasta. Nirasta literally means thrown out, tossed out. Nirasta. Nir means out, and asta means thrown. So, nirasta. Nirasta kuhakam. That the dhamna seina, with his own abode, dhamna tin sada nirasta kuhakam, which is forever free of illusion. Dhamna sena sarani rastakuhakam satyam varam dhimohi. I meditate upon that absolute truth. So that satyam varam and nirastakuhakam is in sharp contrast to the word mrisha, trisargo mrisha, and muhyanti. That even the great souls of this universe are bewildered, but in that absolute truth, there's no such kuhaka, there's no such illusion. Anyway, it's very easy to see how one could speak for many months and years on this verse. First verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So maybe I'll stop here. Any questions on these points? Well, you use the term automatically. This is the mrisha. Now, the term automatically is your idea. You don't know that. Therefore, the question immediately arises, how does one get certain knowledge? Because in the picture that you have given, the highest status of cognition is simply speculation and guesswork. There's nothing beyond it. How do you do? Anyway, so the point is that as Prabhupada said, we'll discuss that later. First, let us examine what you're doing. There's no use jumping around superficially. First, let's understand one point, namely your position. So you say that there's no God, there's no creator, that everything's going on automatically. Now, that is your guess. So if we stop there, if we artificially stop there, we become complacent, then we'll never have actual knowledge. We only have different imagination. You imagine it this way, if someone else imagines another way. And there's no arbiter. There's no one to arbitrate this conflict. Everyone simply imagines as he likes. Therefore, your theory does not actually provide us a means to get certain knowledge. Maybe we say, maybe in a few billion years we'll invent time machines or something. All these, typical promises. Well, you can't use that term here in front of the term to refer to that type of thing. But it's called covering yourself. So, anyway, in your scheme, there's no knowledge. Therefore, if someone actually wants knowledge, granted that knowledge is good, otherwise why are you trying to give knowledge? So if knowledge is good, then we should try to get certain knowledge. Therefore, you've not solved the problem. You've just given us a guess, and we still don't have certain knowledge. Therefore, we have to go on. If there's no problem, you wouldn't speak, because otherwise you're engaged in voluntary activities. Otherwise, you're a robot. If you're a robot, then who wants to talk to you? And if you're actually not a robot, then that means you're voluntarily doing things, and that means you must have motives and reasons. And that means you're trying to accomplish something. If everything was all right the way it was, there'd be no need to do anything else. So you also perceive some problem, therefore you're trying to get, not only, actually you perceive religion as a problem, therefore you're trying to argue against it. So your point is that for you, God is a problem. This is called envy. That when envy means that the idea that someone is greater than me is a problem. So one should not feel threatened by God, unless, of course, one is sinful, then there's a threat there. But ultimately, even Krishna's punishing the sinful is not a threat, it's actually for the upliftment of the sinner.